Hey, we're live. So, welcome everyone to Cybernation Uncensored. I will be your game master today. My name is Nigel, and these are my lovely players and today we will be playing Blade Runner. So, for those of you who are unaware, where have you been all this time? Blade Runner is a very existential game, and as such, we will be tackling some very mature themes, and this is intended for a mature audience. Before we get started, I'm going to go around the table and let's meet our players, shall we? Let's start with Echo. Oh, hold on. I can't hear
Echo,
you.
you might be muted.
Are you muted? There we go. Hey, we found our first replicant.
Oh no, that happened so fast.
No.
Okay.
Hear me okay now?
Yeah,
There we go.
there he is.
There you go.
I just started it over again, and there we go.
All right. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, please.
Myself, normally I play Cyberpunk Red. I'm normally a nomad driver in my games. I am somewhat transitioning that over to my Echo Jones character for this session of Cyberpunk. My character,
Cool.
Echo Jones, is fresh to the department. He is barely even knows where he gets his donuts in the morning. He's actually a big fan of the Blade Runner persona, the idea of the job. He's watched the movies that are produced within the Blade Runner universe about Blade Runners, the drama of the events that happened several decades before. He's a fan of it. He likes the idea of having a badge that gets any door in the city open to him. But he's a little starry-eyed, and I think he's probably going to be shocked by a little bit what's going to be happening throughout the session.
Cool.
Distrusts replicants and synthetics, but also because that's also part of the persona of being a Blade Runner. He doesn't actually justify those beliefs in any strong ways other than I'm a Blade Runner and I don't like replicants. So we'll see how that
Great.
goes.
So, moving. Shockman, would you please introduce yourself and your character?
Sure. Hi guys, I'm Michael Shockman. I am a gamer, DM, game master, live streamer, content creator. I do a little bit of everything. And this is my first time doing one of these performances, so I hope you guys will forgive me for any faux pas I may make. But my character that I am playing is Blade Runner Inspector George Stone. He is a inspector with a quick draw and a heart of gold. He is very much he is very much a friendly man until you cross him or cross anyone who he cares about, and then you better watch your back, Jack. He's well known to be a, shall we say, a interested party when it comes to Wallace Corporation's endeavors with the department, and we'll leave it at that. So, yeah, glad to be here.
So what you're saying is you do have someone you care about. Anyway, Dorsley, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm George Lee. I am a tabletop RPG player. I've done mostly Dungeons and Dragons, some Pathfinder. I'm currently in a cyberpunk game where I play a fixer. But today I'm going to be your resident replicant, Agent EV1-9.3, or just EV for short. She is a doxy with a specialization in interrogation and undercover work. She is quote unquote fresh out of the bag, so she's only a few weeks old and is very motivated to get started in her mission to retire these rogue replicants.
A replicant Blade Runner. I'm sure the movies have taught us nothing goes wrong with that.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be totally fine. I'm sure she'll just, do her job. No questions asked.
Nolan, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, guys. I'm Nolan North. You can find me in the CNU channels here. Occasionally, I play with GM Raven over in her High Riders campaign. We wrapped up season 2, started a little bit of some side story stuff, which has been really exciting. And then I also play in Rob's game every other, sometimes Saturdays, mostly Saturdays. It's the team plug and play where we got done with Cyborg, and we're moving on to Vast Grim. Should be pretty exciting. I run my own personal game and have my own player in here from one of the one of the games that I played with, Liquid in 7. He's a great player. But today I'm going to be playing. Let me make sure I get this right. I'm playing Lance Rogers today, and Lance Rogers is a guy who's been at the Force, kind of failed upwards, but he's really good with people, or at least he thinks he's really good with people. And as he's decent with people, he's made some really good connections, and that's probably what's kept him on the Force for as long as possible. He does hunt replicants every once in a while when the job demands it, but boy oh boy, he hates paperwork. So that's a little on Lance Rogers.
Great. So right before we begin, if anyone sees me looking down at something, that is because streaming is not my forte, and I have to use my phone to check any Discord chats and tweets. Or sorry, not tweets. Twitch chats. See, I'm new. Otherwise, we can begin. Or like I said earlier, this is intended for a mature audience, so you have been warned, and we will be dealing with some difficult topics. Rest assured that from all the players, I have gotten their consent forms, and we know each other's lines and veils. But if anything does come up, you'll forgive us if we fade to black a scene abruptly in case a player has decided that they're not comfortable with what's happening. With that, we can finally begin. So, our scene opens up with this sort of drone shot of 2040 Los Angeles. It's been 4 years since the Nexus 9 replicants have been rolled out by the new Wallace Corporation, right after they had repealed the act that prevented replicants from being a thing, after all of the dangerous things that had happened. In 2040, in this version of Los Angeles, it spans from San Francisco to San Diego. It has about 30 plus million people living in the area, and with that, there are more than a few replicants from the old models, and even some Nexus 9s, although a certain Wallace Corporation would not like you to know about this, that have caused some problems for the people of Los Angeles. As such, LA has their replicant detection unit, colloquially known as the Blade Runner unit. You four are of that unit. And as this drone shot of Los Angeles shows us, it starts zooming into the massive LAPD headquarters, a multi-story building of this dystopian-like build. The four of you are in an elevator. And as that elevator opens, you are walking into the office of David Holden, a man who some of you who are fans of this series might know from the original movie. He had this little bit of a cameo where he got shot. But good old Holden survived that shooting and is now known by his subordinates, although behind his back, as Iron Lung, because of the apparatus that's been placed in his chest, allowing him to breathe. Unfortunately, technology in 2040 Blade Runner has not caught up with cyberpunk technology of 2040, and so his apparatus is more of an obvious kind of expanding through his undershirt here. But regardless, he's called the four of you here on an assignment. With the three of you, you might have seen each other in the past because you were all at some point inspectors, detectives, or beat cops before you got quote-unquote promoted to becoming a Blade Runner. But amongst you, there's one who is a new face that you've never met before. You've never even seen them around the office before. Once you step in, David Holden turns. He's overlooking the city in this sort of massive window, and he looks to the four of you as you enter his office. In his old sort of gravelly voice, he tries his best to talk without straining himself too much. He just tells you, "Oh, great. You're finally here. Let's get this started, shall we? The four of you are going to be assigned to a new task force. The Replicant Freedom Movement has started making life problematic for Blade Runners. And everyone has decided that it would be safer if you worked together. Some of you might know each other, but that one's new. And he just points to Evie nonchalantly. Go ahead. Tell the others who you are, just so they know who they're working with.
Oh. Hello, I'm Officer EV1-9.3. However, I know that might be a mouthful, so feel free to colloquially refer to me as Evie.
I trust this won't be a problem for the rest of you.
Not at all, Chief.
Great.
Pleasure, Evie.
Working with the replicant, the cash replicants. All right.
Well, Wallace Corporation says that these Nexus 9s are top of the line and going to be an asset to the LAPD. Regardless, you're going to be working together on this case and all cases moving forward, as far as we can tell. Now, back to the point. He puts down a dossier, like a folder with all these papers. This is your new case, and it's particularly violent for those of you who just had breakfast. That man on the photo is Julius Schuyler. He's an editor and columnist for Kill magazine. Now, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Schuyler is a raging replicant hater, let's call it. He writes scathing reviews about the use of replicants, about Wallace Corporation and everything related to replicants. He doesn't care about Nexus 8s, 9s, or whatever you have. All he cares about is that if they're skin jobs, in his words, they don't deserve to live. Now, the problem here is that Julius Schuyler has been murdered as of an hour ago, and several witnesses have called 911. There are some beat cops who are keeping the general populace from showing up and interfering with the crime scene. The reason they call it the Blade Runner unit is because of the nature of his death on page 5 of your dossier. Basically, his left eye has been ripped out, and carved into his body violently is look up and to the left. This is something all of you will know, but for our audience's sake, this is generally how you tell when someone is a Nexus 8 replicant. When they look up and to the left, there will be a little barcode on their left eye that reveals their serial number to any Blade Runners. Now, obviously, Mr. Schuyler is not a replicant, but this seems to be some kind of message nonetheless. Because it's only been an hour fresh and the beat cops don't want to touch anything that involves the Blade Runner unit, I need you four to go there, investigate what you can. There's no information available yet, so find out what you can about this murder. And try to solve it as quickly as possible before Brass gets word of how bad this actually goes. Hopefully it's just one rogue replicant, but when has our job ever been that? Any questions? Great.
Rules of engagement, boss.
Maximum tolerance unless a gun is pointed at you, in which case do what you have to do. As far as the replicant who did this, try to bring them in alive. But if they resist arrest, you're Blade Runners. Do what you're known to do.
Roger that. Roger that.
Go ahead.
Understood.
Divide this up however you like. Just get this done as soon as you can. We don't need this going to the media and turning into another shit show for, ironically, Kill Media to write about.
Aye, that would be ironic.
Just lets you out of his office. each of you do have access to an LAPD spinner, but you don't have to take it. A spinner generally fits, or there are models that can generally fit 4 people if you'd like to ride in one. But the location of this murder is here in Sector 5, near the LAPD headquarters. Just a few blocks out, actually. If you wanted to, you could walk it for a few minutes. You need some exercise for yourself. But it's right inside Kill Media's general offices, where their columnists write up their reports. He was murdered here when he was working overtime writing, no doubt, another scathing review about the LAPD's misuse of replicants and how they are a bane to society.
I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna head to the point. Before meeting and greeting anybody, I'm just gonna see who follows me. As I step outside, I'm gonna take a drag on a cigarette and spin up the spinner and head over there. Actually, scratch the spinner. I'm gonna walk over there. Definitely need to walk. If I'm gonna smoke, I'm gonna need to walk. Exactly what I'm thinking in my head.
Good.
Before you go ahead. Okay.
I was gonna say, I think I would also not really say anything, but I would follow to the crime scene and sort of just take point on what's going on since I'm the newbie.
I gotcha. I will probably look to Lance and probably say, LT, I'll meet up with you in a minute. I gotta talk to the chief really quick about something.
What, you trying to gun for my position?
No. Just usual. The usual.
Already, man, come on.
He likes to get it done at the beginning of each case. I'm just saying. He just likes to do it at the beginning of each case.
Man, it's gonna get you killed, Sometimes that's the best part of life. You go out there, find the one that puts you down. Yeah, you didn't even need to spend any money. So why are you worried about it? Come on, let's get.
Okay. Give me 2 minutes. I'll meet you in the car. Meet you in the spinner.
Well,
go have your cigarette.
Spinner.
Oh, you walking? Well, then I'll catch up with you.
Sounds good. And then I take another drag of another cigarette.
This job has taken its toll on you, I see. Go ahead.
With that game, GM, I am going to I'm gonna use my specialty, which is at the beginning of each case file. It's called cash flow. At the beginning of each case file, I get to add 1 Chinian point to my character.
Good. So put that on your sheet. But
yep.
Because this is standard, the chief hands you a nondescript envelope and just slides it over.
Yep.
This better not get out. He just hands it to you.
Don't worry, it won't. He just kind of gives him his thing where he goes like that, saying just it's okay. And he will then just bow and then walk out and close the door behind him, very discreetly putting the envelope either in his jacket or in his back pocket.
Great. So did I hear it right that the other 3, and by extension 4 of you, are going to be walking, or was someone going to use a spinner?
I think
I thought about using it.
Go ahead, Echo.
Go ahead, Mr. Echo.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It sounds like a couple of us. It sounds like 3 of us are going to the crime scene. Is there another location we could utilize during the shift?
Not at the moment. Because it was a fresh crime. It happened an hour ago. So the only thing that anyone knows is the crime scene.
I'm gonna follow along, but I'm gonna scout outside the crime scene while everybody else goes inside as we walk up there.
Cool. Okay.
I will take the spinner, my spinner, to the crime scene, figuring that the spinner it's not technically mine, but it has a standard issue like CSI kit and all that stuff in it and everything like that. So I'm gonna bring it along just in case we need the extra diagnostic equipment.
I'll ride with you. It's 2 of us in the ground, 2 in the car.
Yeah. Get in, Nico.
All right. So, the 2 of you in the spinner, you're going to arrive first. But the other 2 aren't too far behind. Like I said, it's a couple of blocks. Once you land, there are beat cops already waiting, and all they're doing is holding the scene. This is, as far as they can tell, a rep detect unit case, so they are not touching anything. Their only purpose here is to keep civilians from touching anything. One of the cops in attendance has a cigarette, and he takes a drag of it before tossing it to the side and looks to the 2 of you who have arrived. Again, for Lance and Evie, you sort of arrive slightly behind. You see the spinner land and you're catching up. The cop looks to you guys. Oh, right, Blade Runners are here. We closed off the scene, but the respondents who called 911, they're still inside. They didn't really touch anything. They didn't want to. I don't know, fair warning. Shit's gruesome, but guess you guys are used to that, right?
Unfortunately.
It can't be all that bad.
Maybe you should look first before and reserve your judgment till you see it.
You've removed all non-essential personnel.
Yeah, well, we've kept these civilians in a room away from the crime scene. One of them is currently vomiting, I think, last time I checked. Here, let me show you.
Yeah, what's going on?
He walks in, and what you saw, or what you see, is a guy. His Julius Schuyler. His shirt has been taken off. It's just been tossed to the side. His chest has been carved with the words "Look up and to the left." And it looks like it's been carved with like a jagged knife, just looking at how serrated the skin is. His eye, his left eye, has been violently removed and put to the side, like next to his head. And his head has sort of been tilted up and left-ish, and then it's sort of left there.
What a message.
The civilians are on a room to the side where the windows are closed, and there's another officer just sort of watching over them. But the guy who's led you here just looks... Yeah, he just gestures to all the blood that's come out, and it looks like after it was carved, there's something on the back. The officers haven't touched him yet, but he's clearly bled from the back, and it's sort of spilled in this large pool.
How come, well, I mean, I guess we're detectives. We do the detecting.
Yeah, I'm leaving you guys to this. Just let me know if you need anything from me or my group. My partner's inside with the civilians.
I look at everybody and say, well, I guess let's go inside, see if we can't get anything else, any other briefing, maybe start questioning folks out here and pulling biometrics from some of the locks, maybe take a look at camera footage, CCTV footage on street and inside. Sure, one of these folks around here got something.
If it's all right with you, Lieutenant,
Sorry.
I would love to question the civilians.
Now, can we see the civilians from where we are, GM?
No, the window's been closed so that they don't have to look at the crime scene. But
Okay.
the officer would have told you there's 4 of them, and they're the ones who sort of came into the office, saw the body, and like 911 helped.
I don't see any issue with it. I think you might appeal to them in their scared states. Yeah, you being so fresh and all.
It is my specialty, so I'll leave you all to the crime scene. And she just turns and walks away.
Right to the civilians.
I'm taking pictures.
Sure.
I'm taking pictures of the civilians outside. I'm taking pictures of this crime scene. I'm letting everybody kind of do their work, but I'm doing documentation, taking notes.
Great. And the other
As
two.
soon as as soon as Echo's done taking pictures of the area with the body in it, I will do something very interesting. From where the body is located, I will look up and to the left to see if and try and see if there's anything specific that is pointed out. Before there's not, I will then try and gauge the caliber of the weapon that was used to do the deed.
Okay. Let's start with that, because that's a good first roll to do for this game. Up to the left. Let's use try your insight.
Insight? Okay.
Yep. See if that works out.
And that's gonna be a so just go ahead
Or
on here on
I'll accept your observation instead. I forgot that skill exists.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
Just place observation and then roll.
Just click on the D10 and it should roll both.
Oh no, click the word observation and it will roll it for you. If a pop-up comes up, just click roll.
Gotcha.
There we go. One success. Okay. For the record, if anyone is unfamiliar with the system, one success is generally all you're going to need, except for anything that's contested, where it's the number of successes versus each other. But for you, when you look up and to the left, there isn't anything to see. Not necessarily. And what you get from this entire scene is that this is a very direct message regarding the Blade Runner's methods of detecting a Nexus 8 replicant, which is they have a serial code that can only be visible when you look up and to the left. And they removed the eye, the left eye, which is generally where the serial code would be found.
Yeah.
So as much as you can tell right now, the message is in what they did to him, not so much where they made him look. But with that being said, there is also the carving on the chest, again, the message. You do also notice that he is positioned in a way where his head kind of points to where his desk is, and is the only laptop or computer that is currently functioning right now, because they're like, he was here all night, and these employees that came in to found him just came in to report to work.
Okay.
So I can consider that role. When you sort of search his laptop, you hear or you see that he is writing an article right now. And if you want to spend some time, or do you want to spend some time like going through it?
I would like to further investigate the body, and I'd like to let somebody else investigate the laptop. I want to see what I specifically want to find out what caliber and try and see what kind of weapon was used to do this.
So
I see. I'll take the laptop because I would imagine that I see.
Right. Okay. So we'll get to the laptop in a bit, but for the caliber of weapon, no bullets or guns were used. What was used is a jagged knife, just a basic knife that has serrated edges like a bone saw, and it was just used to carve this message into his body. You can see like the damage on the skin, and you can see even assuming you are willing to poke your finger through the body, but if you're not,
George really doesn't care. He has gloves on, and that's what they're for. He'll stick his finger in the wound.
So when you stick it in the wound, doesn't need your medicine roll, but when you stick it in the wound, you can feel the cuts on the bone, on the rib cage. So someone really jammed it in there and carved this message thoroughly. The odd thing is, this is not... this was the cause of death. And then when you looked at the back of the body, like I said, a pool of blood, there is a massive cut along the spinal cord where he just sort of bled out from, like along the back.
Gotcha.
That looks like, to you, that looks more like just a method to scatter his blood around the scene, not really caring who sees.
Okay.
Now, for the computer, Lance, since you're looking into it, what you're noticing about it is that he's writing an article about Nexus 8 replicants founding the Replicant Freedom Movement, but more specifically calling it the Replicant Terrorist Movement. And that it's very scathing in the sense that he's writing these things about them, saying that these skin jobs really think that they have the right to live. The new models don't even have that right now. These old models who've been causing problems think that they can. And it's all very hateful speech written on it. And he seems to be writing this as sort of like a personal column piece, not really any kind of journalistic thing. So basically, this seems to George and you that someone knew about this article. It hasn't been published yet. That's important. It hasn't gone out yet to their magazine. It hasn't been out in print yet. So what you have is his final draft, just as he's finished it. Now, while the two of you have that, Evie, you walk into the room and find 4 very terrified civilians and an officer on site. He looks at you, says, "Hey, you one of the Blade Runners here?"
Yes, I am. I was hoping to question some of the witnesses or the people who found him.
Yeah, that's just these 4. The rest of the people we didn't let inside the crime scene, but these 4 called in 911, so have at it. I'll be outside if you need me.
Thank you. She looks at all 4 of them. So, did all 4 of you find him at the same time?
One of them goes up, young woman, probably in her 20s. Yeah, we were gonna clock in for the day, get our articles in. We decided to come in early, but we walked in and... oh God. She kind of turns around and the other one looks. What she's saying is we walked in and we just saw that when we opened the elevator.
Listen, I know that this is very hard and this is all very fresh, but it's very important that you explain in as much detail as possible so that we can find whoever it is that killed him. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, if that's all right. What exactly did he do here?
Could you roll your manipulation just to see if you can calm them down, because they are still in a state of panic and shock?
Of course.
No successes?
Wait,
no.
or is that... I forget what that is.
That is a 1, which means that is a... Right now, doesn't mean much, but in this system, you are allowed to push a roll in order to try again. However, and I misspoke when we did character creation, a replicant, no matter whether they roll physical or mental abilities, will always take stress if they push a roll and there's another unicorn symbol representing a 1 on the dice.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I think I'll just leave it for now.
Okay,
I'm not
So,
gonna push it just yet.
great. So, they're looking about. You can tell that they want to help, that they want to help you out with what you're doing because, you know, they don't want to be caught by the Blade Runners. But they're so terrified right now. Then again, 3 of them are pretty terrified. One of them looks like he just wants to go back to work. And so when the other 3 sort of mumble through their words of what happened, one of the guys, who's actually there having a smoke himself, just puts it on the ashtray and stands up. God damn it, can't the 3 of you just get a fucking grip? Alright, fine. Since these 3 can't seem to get their fucking heads together, here's what happened, officer. We were going to work. We had some articles to do. We went up the elevator and we saw him like that. Now, as far as what he does here, he likes to call himself a journalist. But the truth is, all he really fucking does is write articles of his personal opinions. There's no investigations happening there. He's not on the field doing shit. He just comes up with whatever trash he can come up from his mouth, right out his ass, and just puts it on the goddamn paper. And a bunch of bigots outside and people who don't have the common sense for critical thinking eat it up. And that's how he becomes so fucking popular.
See. And did you know him well?
I've worked with him the entire time I've been here, if that's what you're asking. But
you wouldn't say that you're friends.
I would say I'm a begrudging acquaintance and workplace person. Well, we've worked together for 5 years and I use together loosely. He does his stupid articles and I do the actual journalism.
I see. And do you know if he had anyone that he was close to here?
Shit. Not anymore. There was Lisa. She, used to work here, but she quit. She's about the only one who's, shared his opinions. Look, everyone here's got an opinion on the Nexus 9s and the replicants. I personally don't particularly care. As long as they're not bothering me in my life, let them do whatever the fuck they want. But him? Damn, does he hate him. Like, he would spend every waking hour trying to find new words in the goddamn dictionary just to find another way to insult him. But yeah, Lisa was the only one who shared his opinion of him. She quit a month ago. That's about it.
So he did have enemies, you would say?
If there are replicants in the city, then yeah. He's probably made an enemy of basically... He looks around and looks at you. Everyone you've ever put down and everyone you're going to put down, I would say.
And do you know if he had a place where he spent a lot of time, a place that he hung out after work when he wasn't here?
Yeah, actually. There's an old bar called the Snake Pit. He goes over there, pays for some girls, watches them dance for him. Guy doesn't have much of a life. Go figure, after Lisa left him.
So him and Lisa were in a relationship?
In his mind, they were. They had sexual
contact with her? Oh, but it was more serious on his end than on hers.
He'd certainly like to think so. As far as contact, he pulls out his phone and he starts searching around. Here. Then he's kind of just sends you details. That's her last known address and contact. Not sure if it's still active. We don't keep track of it after employees leave. So.
That's very helpful.
Sure.
Is there anything else that you think might be helpful in our investigation?
I was checking security cameras on my phone here before you guys came in, but here. He sends the footage. They've been wiped.
Okay.
Although they've only been wiped. They've only been wiped over the last 4 hours, so I'm gonna go out the limb and take a guess that that is your window for murder.
And how easy is it to gain access to the security footage?
Not very, but if someone were to pose a security guard, I guess. Although the guard on site is missing. He's not responding to any calls either. Here, I'll send you his information too.
Thank you. I'm assuming I have a card.
Yeah.
As all police officers do.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to everyone else in the room. If any of you think of anything else that might assist us in our investigation, please feel free to give us a call.
He takes it. The others shakily take it. One of them, the girl that originally spoke to you, is vomiting again. And based on the trash can she's doing it in, she's been doing that a lot. And the guy that you were speaking with just looks at it. Jesus Christ, Paula. Anyway, that's all we got. Is there any chance that you and your group could maybe remove the body and, so we can get back to work? Sir,
well,
we're still working after that?
After.
Yes, we're still working after that. You don't get a day off just because some asshole died. Then he looks at you. Thank you, officer.
Of course, we will do our investigation and get the body cleared out as quickly as possible, though I don't know how soon it will be, seeing as how we do have to be rather thorough.
All right, then. You, and you. Use the second floor. They just...
Can I... Oh, sorry, really quick.
Yeah.
The guy that I've been talking to...
Yeah?
I just kind of want to get a read on him and see, like, if he's putting on this, like, nonchalant, like this, for all we know, this could be, like, a setup to make it look like a replicant did it, but it was actually him because he hated the guy. So I kind of just want to get a read on him.
Use your insight then.
Okay.
Oh, great. Something good. 2 successes.
Yeah.
So, he does not look guilty to you. Just based on his body language, his eyes are pretty straightforward, his voice is composed but not, practiced. Doesn't sound like he rehearsed the line. What he looks like to you is a guy who doesn't particularly care about his employees and only cares about the amount of money they make him. And just based on how he's treating this, he kind of looks like he's treating it like his cash cow, this hate writer, is dead. And so his employees are gonna have to work twice as hard to make up for the shortfall. Otherwise...
So he's not a bad guy, he's just an asshole.
He sounds lovely.
He's he's a megacorp boss, but he doesn't look guilty to you. He doesn't have any sort of tells that he's responsible for this. He just really doesn't give a crap about his employees.
Yep. Okay.
So,
more upset about the inconvenience.
Yeah, he's upset about the inconvenience. He clearly does not want to upset the Blade Runners because he just wants this done as soon as possible, and he looks like a man who understands that if you piss off the Blade Runners investigating, it's just going to take longer. But he just wants this. He just wants this crime scene over. He doesn't even look like he cares about the resolution. He just wants this crime scene gone so he can force his employees back to work. So he is cooperating as much as he can. So
I was gonna say, while I'm watching him dig around with his finger inside that wound, I was gonna ask him, do you think it was a dull weapon or sharp? And then I'm gonna start looking for the murder weapon around, see if there's anything that could even replicate something like that.
As I'm lifting up a piece of the flesh, just trying to feeling around, literally getting my finger in there because I have no fucking squeamishness about this at all. He's like, yeah, this was fucking, this was really, this wasn't so much sharp as it was serrated. This was jagged and it was very simple, it seems. And it also looks like whoever did this really wanted to cause a thing, because if you look up here, completely just lifts up the back of the head, gore and all, and shows where it cut off the spinal column. And it's like,
I'm taking pictures as he does.
There's a lot of documentation out. But if you want to start looking for a potential murder weapon, roll your observation for echo.
Yeah, I'm looking for a serrated, sounds like it was getting more job done through like a bludgeoning serration. Let's see.
Yep.
Sounds like either a really old, like a piece of glass, or maybe a really old scalpel of some kind.
Did I
What'd
do
you
that
get?
right?
Yeah, it rolled. Let me just switch.
No successes. No
did it
successes.
right? You
but
just
no,
didn't succeed.
No crit fail. Push it. Push
Would
it
you
to the
like to
limit.
push it? This will
I'm gonna
give you
push it.
stress.
I'm gonna push
Remember,
it.
if you push it
Just
and you
because
get a unicorn symbol, it'll give you a point of stress. Just a reminder.
Well, as my first
Push.
crime scene, I want to overperform. So, here we go.
Perfect, and no
Yay,
stress
there we
either.
go. Nice.
That's how you do it.
Nice.
You look around the crime scene and you're looking for anything that could be the potential weapon. It doesn't look like there's anything here that matches what George is describing. However, inside his... If you imagine like a standard office desk and there's like a pedestal underneath the desk with 3 sections. One of the 2 are sort of the same shape and the third one's larger. Like you guys would have that in your desk too. Just a small pedestal there. One of them, the top one, is locked, but the other 2 are not. You want to break it open? It won't take a lot of force.
Before we break it open, is the key? Is it a mechanical key, like a mechanical?
Yes,
lock?
it is. Like a standard old school mechanical lock.
Can we check on the body before we, break anything in here? See if the key is on the body.
Do you ask George? Do you ask? Yes or yes? Yeah. Blah blah blah. Do you ask George to look on the body?
Yeah, that's a good question. George, will you quit poking that man? Does that man have any keys on him?
Hold on, let me check. And he'll without any stop or anything like that to check his gloves, he will literally start rooting around through his pockets.
No, get new gloves. Come on.
But
So,
God damn it, fine. And he takes off his gloves, puts them
Puts
in a
on a new
baggie so that he
fresh.
can throw them away properly, puts on some new gloves, and then he's like, I hate the feeling of these things as soon as when they're new, they just ugh. Anyway, and he will then look in the pockets and everything like that.
okay, so there is a pedestal key inside his jacket pocket. Like you can find one there.
Okay. He will look in his aha! And he will look at it, toss it up in his hand and says, "This what you're looking for?"
I believe so. Let's
Catch.
toss that puppy over here and reach my hand out.
Good catch, LT. You're not getting too old, I see.
Fuck off. And I take the key and
Yes, sir.
insert it into the pedestal
Right.
mechanical lock. Click it open.
When you open the pedestal, first thing that happens, when you pull it open, there's some blood that just starts dripping down. Not like pouring, but it starts dripping. And inside, you see an electric bone saw. Like a
Like we may have found a
handheld
murder
electric
weapon.
bone saw. It's covered in the blood. Obviously, you'll need forensics to determine if it's the same blood, but bets are. And the bone saw is familiar to you guys because this is the same kind of bone saw that the LAPD forensics are issued for cutting open bodies, essentially. It's
Okay.
not commercially available, is what I'm saying.
So definitely document this very almost illegal item, right? Document it, take a picture of it, take a picture of the container.
Echo's got the photos.
And then gloves on now, we'll take the bone saw and put said bone saw in a sterile DNA bag, seal that up, mark it with the location, what the item is, and a brief description of importance to crime. Maybe blood match on DNA match on blood on the weapon, and DNA match on the body. Probably take a shift to get that over to forensics.
It won't actually take a
Is there
shift.
anything else in there?
This is where another mechanic of this game comes in. With all of the evidence you get, and no, that's about everything you can find at the crime scene. We can start getting to this. When you want your LAPD buddies to do something for you, the first thing is you can either spend one of your promotion points to get them to work, or you can spend one of your Chinian points to get them to work faster by bribing them to put this at the top of their list, because they're not Blade Runners, they're working for the entire LAPD. And once you spend one, you will then roll your manipulation. Although anyone on your squad can roll that for you. So basically the guy who pays for it doesn't have to be the guy who rolls.
That's pretty cool.
And you don't have to be the one to pay for it either. If anyone else wants to step up and use their influence to get the LAPD CSI and forensics team to do this for you, top of their list, you can. So, which one of you guys would like to do the honors and have this bagged?
Can I do connections there?
Yes, you can. That will work just as well.
There we go.
Good.
2 successes.
Are you paying with promotion or Chinian?
I'll be playing with Chinian. Since
Cool.
I'm an old guy on the force, I kind of know that a couple bucks here and there make things go by real quick.
Great.
Removed
So,
one Chinian point off my sheet.
what this means is this shift and your investigation here has sort of ended. Now you go to your second shift. By the end of your second shift, they will have information for you, and none of you have to go back and run the information yourself, because that is an option. If you can't afford to pay the CSI, you can do it yourself. But for now, this second shift, the CSI will do their job and will do that investigation and analysis for you. So the 4 of you are now free to do something else for yourself. What's on the table?
Leads.
Snake picture.
We got
Oh,
leads.
yeah.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
have the snake pit. We have Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
You said all of the security footage was wiped
Wipe, yes.
for it?
That-
Okay. So there's
Security
nothing to
footage,
look
by the
into.
way.
Mhm.
You know, if you want someone to do a data restoration or sort of check what they can with the footage, that's another thing separate from the CSI guys. So you could pay for that as
Okay.
well, or again, you could do it yourself.
But since it's wiped, there's like nothing in this case.
Basically,
Or
you
is
can
there
try.
something-
Forensics.
You can try the digital
there-
forensics, but there's no
Okay.
guarantee something will come out of it. So it's a matter of
Yeah.
you want to pay for that for the chance, or do you want to do it yourself for the chance? But there's a chance, it's a slim one.
Okay. Well, I would, but I have no Chinian points. So I am
Would you like to
broke.
do it yourself?
If anyone else wants to do that, does it require intelligence to do something like that?
Yeah, it requires tech.
So, with your permission, Evie, George will I will kind of come by your desk and be like,
Yeah.
Hey. kind of like put my head down, like, what you doing? You look a little flustered.
I'm trying to look into this security footage, but it's been wiped, and I'm still learning how to use these things. So.
And I'm assuming you didn't, by the look on your face, you don't know how to fix that yourself, correct? Okay. I know a guy in the department who does. And I have to slip him something, but do you want me to show you where he's at, since you're new to the department, and I'll be happy to help.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Grab your coat. Come with me.
Okay.
And I'll walk her over to digital forensics and talk to like whoever the guy is, and basically take out of my back pocket before we get there. I will take out 1 Chinian point, the effective amount that was his standard fee or something like that, to basically be able to slide it under the table with the thing. Basically say, I need this done ASAP, or we need this done ASAP.
So one of you can make the connections roll.
Okay. You
I have
mean-
really good empathy, but my connections isn't great. But I don't know what
It's
you
two
got
dice.
going on.
my connections would be a C and a B.
Mine's an A and a D. So it's
Right. One of you.
split.
Oh no.
I'll do it. I'll
yeah,
do it.
you go for it since you're
Okay.
paying for it. It only makes sense.
Gotcha.
Ooh. Cool. So,
One success. Oh, hold on.
perfect.
Yeah, one success.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He looks, takes the money on the table and says, "You got it, boss. I'll see what I can do." He takes it and
Thanks,
starts working
Leroy.
on it.
Oh,
It's
and
not.
Leroy.
Yeah.
This is Evie. If she needs anything, just know she's good. You help her out like you help me, okay?
Cool. Thanks. He
Thank
just
you.
nods. I'll have it to you in a couple of hours. See what I can find out.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Just
Thanks.
nods.
And thank you, George.
Of course.
Of course.
Now,
So,
you guys have your
yeah.
shifts free.
So George will while I'm walking back to walking her back to her desk, he will look to Evie and I will say so first day on the job, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, actually. I feel like it's going pretty well.
I think you're doing great, and I think you did a damn good job questioning. From what I could hear when I overheard you questioning the witnesses or the survivors or what have you, I think you did a damn good job. So keep it up, and good job getting the hard drive, by the way. I'm sure he'll be able to find something at least.
The owner of the paper actually relinquished it pretty easily. He was very forthright.
What was your take on him?
He is not a nice person and doesn't care about people at all. Just seemed like he wanted us out of there as quickly as possible, but not in a suspicious way at all, just more brazen and apathetic and
So
lacking
he's not
in empathy.
he's not a murderer. He's just a dick.
Yes, I believe that would be the phrase.
I gotcha. No worries. Okay. Well, I have some things I got to take care of, and he kind of pats on your desk and says, "I think you did good. If you need anything, you have me on the out of character. What is the name of the thing, the walkie-talkie thing that we have?
The KIA.
It's the KIA. The KIA. Hit me up on the Kia, and I'll come by and help you out." So he just smiles and just kind of does his thing, and he will walk off and leave her to her work.
Great. So, let's get into it. This is the second shift. You have multiple leads, and you have some stuff brewing with the LAPD employees. Where would each of you like to go?
I'd like to take Lisa.
Okay.
Okay. Will anyone go with Lance?
I think I'd like to try and find the security guard.
Find him. Okay.
I can take Echo, and we can head to the snake pit.
That's my thought too. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll do the driving if you don't mind.
Oh, of course. Be my guest.
3 spinners going out from the LAPD parking lot now. Let's start with Lance, since you're going to be so-called X.
So-called
room-
eggs, of course.
Her place is in Little Tokyo. It's sort of overlooking the neon city lights of Los Angeles. It is one of the few places that still have some landscaping and nice views to it, despite all the smog and pollution that has destroyed this city. So you can still see some of those neon lights past the smoke. It's not an entirely upscale neighborhood. As you drive by and you land your spinner on the proper parking spot, you kind of realize that there's a non-0% chance that someone's gonna steal this thing. But then again, the department's gonna pay for it, so not your car, not your problem, I guess. But her apartment is on the 20th floor of one of the apartment complexes, one of the hundreds of apartment complexes in this area. You do have a number to call, and you have the apartment place, and it was clarified to you that they're not sure if she still lives there. She quit a month ago. They don't keep track after they quit, but it's only been a month. Maybe she hasn't moved. So do you want to call the number first, or do you want to just knock on the door LAPD style and see what happens?
I'm gonna catch them unaware if they live there and they're actually there, they're actually home, they don't expect it, they can't make up a story. At least that's what Lance thinks to himself.
So you knock on the door. This is
head up there, knock on the door.
This is a less advanced apartment. It doesn't have like the electronic doors. It's just a really manual wood door with steel framing. So when you knock, there's a little peephole, and then there's doors, has like a deadbolt lock that just opens up, and she swings it, and you see a woman about 5'4", probably in her mid-20s, short blonde hair cut in like a bob, and she looks like she had a night. She's kind of got her dress a little messed up. One of her heels looks like it broke. Her hair is a bit of a mess. The makeup's all over the place, like she reeks of alcohol. But she just looks and rubs her eyes. Yes? Can I help you?
Rough day, huh?
More like rough night. Sorry, who are you?
I'm Lance Rogers. I'm with the RDU here. I'm just here to ask some questions about a former lover of yours. If you don't mind, can I step in? It's kind of nasty out here.
I can't. You can come inside. I can't promise it's gonna be any better in here.
It's better, behind doors than out in the hallway. I look around.
If you think so.
Just make it.
She lets you step in, and her clothes are sort of all over the place. There's some dishes that haven't been washed to the point that you see little insects just crawling over. This apartment is disheveled.
As a mental note, Lance thinks to himself, "Damn bitch, you live like this?"
She sits down on the couch and says, "I don't think that chair's clean." Oh, sorry, you don't mind if I just, chair. You want some coffee or something? The chair is relatively clean, at least without a black light.
Yeah, I take my I take the jacket that I have on and just puff it out a little bit more, make sure that I sit on my jacket and don't get my pants dirty. And then I say, coffee's, not right now. Maybe after. Doctor told me I should watch my caffeine intake, but you smoke?
Go ahead.
And I begin to pull up a lot of smoke and a light
She's
one.
pouring.
And I offer her one.
She takes one, but she's also pouring tequila in her coffee. Little more. Just dump it, and she just stirs. What's this about?
Looks like you had a real rough night. No, you seem to have worked at what was the name of the place?
Kill Media. Kill Magazine.
Kill Magazine. You seem to have worked at Kill Magazine for some time. Is this right? Is this correct?
Yeah, till about a month ago.
That's what I heard. Did you ever meet a guy named Skyler?
Oh dear God! Please don't tell me he's done something stupid again.
No, well he ain't done anything stupid just yet. But I just got some questions, is all.
Sure.
Now, can I start off with, where were you last night?
At a friend's house. We had one too many drinks. Then went to a bar to get some more, and then went back to her apartment. I had a few more, and I think the rest of the night was kind of a blackout blur.
May I ask who this friend of yours was?
Yeah, it's Annabelle. She lives 2 apartments down from me.
Alrighty, thank you. Might need to give her a call. You should make sure your story checks out, you know? I believe you, but, you know, innocent till proven guilty.
Sorry, officer. What's this about, and what does it have to do with that asshole?
How close were you to him?
I was drunk and slept with him once, and he started talking about our life together.
Alrighty. So, here's the thing. He was murdered. And we think it might have been one, we don't know exactly who it could have been, but right now we're just asking questions. If you have any information on maybe who would have harmed him, I know you might not be a fan of him, but since you had some contact with him, you know, it might mean something to you. And we just want to bring the right people to the right side of the law.
Could you roll your insight, please?
Two successes.
Cool. She's trying to hide the smile on her face that she's happy about this news. Not in a guilty, like she did it way. She's clearly surprised, but she's not feeling bad about it at all. He's dead. Is that so? And she just drinks from her coffee with this loud. Right. So you want to know if he had. Well, I'm assuming you know what he does if you're Blade Runners. He hates replicants, so you can sort of just put every replicant in the city on the list. Nexus 8s, Nexus 9s, he never discriminated. Honestly, I never had a problem with replicants. I wrote all that stuff because it made a lot of money.
It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter who you work for as long as it's paying.
In this economy, that's never been more true in my life. Anyway, there was one thing. It was an alley on Retirement Row. It was outside of this seedy-looking bar. Can't remember the name. It was like the Red Stool, or it's the something stool. It was this hole in the wall dive bar kind of place, and you know, he got into an altercation with a replicant there. I think the replicant was one of the bartenders on shift. It was a Nexus 9. The replicant had him tossed out, and he came back and after the shift and tried to attack the replicant with a weapon. But Skin Job fought back. He got knocked on his ass and ran. That's the only specific I can come up with that doesn't come out from all the hate shit he's been writing.
Man, sounds like this dog barks, but he can't bite.
You can say that again.
And
all talk and no performance is what I've got.
Sorry about that, ma'am. And then I grab one of the shot glasses that she has. I grab one of the shot glasses that she has, and in her coffee cup that I'm assuming is probably now empty, I just set it down again, and I just like grab the tequila bottle and pour out 2 shots, one for me, one for her, and I set the coffee cup back for her, and I just take a shot and say, well, here's my card. If you have any other information on him, and you know, you consider yourself lucky, but
hold on, officer. There's one other thing I just remembered. Sorry, I'm a little plastered. There's a guy at the corner of Retirement Row, like towards the edge. He goes by Anders. he is like Retirement Row's worst kept secret. He sells illegal firearms. I'm pretty sure the LAPD just let him have it because their officers can buy things they might need but they can't access, or something like that. I forgot what he said, but I remember Julius used to talk about buying a PKD off of him and start, she air quotes, doing the Blade Runner's jobs for them.
Well, we can't have people impersonating Blade Runners. Brings bad business to us. So,
As far
that's
as
a
I
mighty
know,
fine tip.
as far as I know, he never bought it, but I haven't seen him in the last month. Well, I've tried not to see him the last month. I even moved to this shithole.
I like look around and I just take a second to like take it all in, and I look at her and say, "You'll get it figured out, sweetie." And
I don't
decide to-
usually live like this. She goes on to this tangent where she just said, I used to have a respectable job and make a respectable living, but ever since that asshole got me fired, no one would hire me.
What's this now? Which asshole?
Julius. I slept with him one time and he started talking about our future. And when I pushed back, he started talking about proposing and getting married. And I told him to fuck off. And the next thing I know, I get fired.
What an interesting character this Julius is. Oh,
Guess what for?
apologies. What for?
Sexual harassment.
Of all things. And I'm just like, just like letting her talk.
You know what? I'm glad he's dead. Super glad. And I'm gonna put that on record if you want. The world is a better place without that asshat of a man. Ah, that feels good to say. There's someone else over there.
There. And I reach my hand out to shake her hand. So now if you think of anything else, you have my card. And
I'll
take a step
definitely
out.
call. She walks you out. Thank you, officer. That was cathartic.
No, thank you. You're welcome. You know where to find me. And just as soon as the door closed, I just light up another cigarette, and I call our team here, and just kind of like tell them immediately what came up on Lisa. That way they're up to date. If they took notes.
So before
Yo, you got stoned.
Yeah, sorry. Before we get to the call, so that everything happens at the same scene, we'll move on to another group. We'll start with George. We'll move next on to George and Echo, heading to the snake pit. The snake pit at the moment, because it's about the middle of the day now, is closed. There's no one here. It's not like a bar where people can come in and drink. It's primarily a nightclub for dancing, so there's no one in here right now. Obviously, you're LAPD. You can show your badge to the guards will let you in. And you are shown to a man who's in a gaudy looking suit that's about gold and with purple accents. Like the jacket and the pants, and has like a black shirt underneath with a white tie. Definitely looks like he owns the place. Thinks of himself like some kind of like a 1920s pimp kind of outfit. The oversized suits and everything. And he just walks forward. Officers, what can I do for you?
I will just kind of look to Echo and say, "You want to take this one, or you want me to? You want to take my lead?"
Go ahead and show me the ropes. Show me how it goes, man.
All right. Yes, sir. we're with the RDU, city's RDU division. We're investigating a murder, to be perfectly blunt. I was over at a local establishment, and we've been led to believe that there may be some connection with your club here. I'm
My
Officer
club.
Stone. This is Officer Echo. And we were led to believe that and what was out of character? What was his last name? The victim's last name?
Julius Schuyler. So Schuyler.
Julius Schuyler.
Julius
Yeah.
Schuyler.
We were led to know that one Mr. Schuyler might have been a regular here.
Oh shit. Julius Schuyler?
Yeah. He, in a rather gruesome fashion, kicked the bucket. We're investigating.
Well, sorry to say, officer, but that couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Sorry, that's rude.
Really?
Oh. What do you need me to help you with?
Well, first, you can tell me what you mean by him being a nice guy. From all reports that we've gathered thus far, he was an asshole. Not to speak ill of the dead, but the man was a walking, talking dick.
Oh. No, officer, you're absolutely right. He's a raging jackass, but my god, he is a tipper.
Ah, so he's nice, not nice.
Exactly. Now,
I gotcha.
I'm assuming you're gonna want details of... But actually, are you here because he comes here often? Because he does.
We're here trying to find any connection that might lead us in some other direction. There wasn't much information given. Your club's name was just mentioned in connection with him.
Sure.
Yeah, they said he worked a lot, but he came here when he was having fun. And your name came up.
Well, if he came here when he was having fun, he's certainly having fun every night. He comes here and blows a whole lot of cash out of the way. Girls love him. Well,
When was the last time?
girls here. Oh, last night actually. He came by
Last night?
and blew a whole lot of chinya in this place, and the girls just went wild.
Out of curiosity, what was he drinking? If you don't mind my asking.
Officer, it would be easier to answer what he wasn't drinking, and that's water.
That's fair. Okay.
Look, I got some security footage if you like. It might speed things
Yes.
up. Sure.
That would be wonderful. Echo, why don't you go ahead and look over the security footage and or which one do you want to do? I can take a look at the security footage and you can question some of the people. I want to give you a chance.
I'll do the security footage because I'm messing with the evidence already, taking all the pictures. I'll document that. I'm gonna sit down, get myself order a coffee from the closed down bar, whatever bartender's still there, and sit down and just start going over the security footage. What's there?
Sit over here, officer. I'll have my security guys bring the footage to you. And Officer Stone, was it? You can talk to any of the ladies here, any of the staff, but Cheryl here, and he just points to one of the girls in a strip dancer's outfit. So she was the one that the last one to give him a private dance.
A dance. Okay.
So if you want to start with
Thank
her,
you very much, sir. I didn't catch your name, I didn't catch your name, by the way, Mr.
Oh yeah, he looks. Technically, I go by a lot of names, but because you are LAPD, you can call me Rich.
Rich. Mr. Rich. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rich.
Feel free to go around, talk to the girls or the staff. I need to get your friend his security footage.
Thank you. And I will head over to one of. I will just kind of try and go over into one of the girls. I want to give out of character. I want to give Echo a chance to do something here really quick because I've taken up too much time.
That's fine. So
yeah, I'm just gonna be. I'm browsing through the footage back and forth, seeing if I know when it's getting busy, when he actually shows up.
Observation, Echo.
Here we go.
That is If
There we
that's
go.
good.
I think that's good.
Cool. So, you browse through the footage, kind of scrub through, scrub back. You can tell that they gave you what they have. You can, since you're slightly new to the Force, you and Evie, you guys can clearly tell that the Blade Runners, while not very liked, are feared. So most people who have nothing to hide tend to cooperate freely with them, just out of not wanting to get shot. But for Echo, when you're looking through the footage and scrubbing through, you'll notice when he comes in, it's about 11 p.m. He's coming in, he's still perfectly sober, but he drops a large wad of cash that to you, it doesn't look like it's his, because it's all crumpled up and he just has it in a fist and he sort of puts it down, and when you zoom in on the footage, you see the cash is like it didn't come from a wallet. Probably taken somewhere and then just sort of haphazardly put in his pocket, and then he pulls out his pocket, just dumps it in there. It's all crumpled up, but he, cash is cash. They take the money. He starts buying drinks for the girls. He starts buying drinks for the patrons. It's a lot of money. He starts buying drinks for himself. He very audibly on the audio just says one of everything on the drinks menu and just starts taking it all. In about 2 or 3 hours, he's had several dances. He's had some of the girls here. Now, this is not necessarily a sex workers club. This is just a strip club. So, he doesn't get to touch any of the girls. He just stays there. Unfortunately, he does get slightly handsy in his intoxicated state. He was warned. He gets a little touchy again. And the last bit of footage is the bouncer tossing his ass out onto the curb for breaking the rules. And he got tossed out about 3 a.m., which is based on which is about 5 hours before the body was found. And if you get like a list of staff records, the bouncer is in fact the Nexus 9. So, would you like to do anything with that? Or just kind of document for now?
Well, I'm taking extensive notes on my end.
Sure.
But one thing I'll say real quick is, now that we have a time frame of when he was kicked out of the club, can I message CSI or something like for the morgue, someone to give us an actual death time?
Oh, that's what you guys
precise?
paid for earlier. So that's processing right now.
Okay, so all that's already happening. Okay,
Yep.
cool. Just want to make sure so we can compare this with later. I'm taking extensive notes of the girls he saw, the dances, the money he got thrown around. Like you said, the notes, it was kind of crumpled. It didn't seem like it was his money. Like he came upon it and wanted to get rid of it quick. Didn't seem like it had much value to him. And then he got kicked out.
Yep.
Okay.
One other thing.
Documented all this, and I'm gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
One other thing I forgot to mention. You have footage of his previous nights. Like the guy said, he's here every night. The previous night, he's not that generous. He comes in, he goes for a drink, maybe 1 or 2 dances, and leaves. This is the only time in recent memory that he's done something this extravagant.
So that was not last night. That was the night before last night.
The night before last night, he was just having a casual drink. Last night, also the night of the murder, that's when he started going, he blew out all the money.
Nuts.
This was before his murder.
Great. Okay, cool.
So, next, Detective Stone, you'd like to start with Cheryl or try
I would
some
like to
wait
start with
staff?
Cheryl. I would like to start with Cheryl.
Okay, so she's just sitting there preparing herself, and she looks at you. Can I help you?
Yes, you're Cheryl?
I am, and you are?
Detective Stone with the RDU. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure's all mine.
Takes off his glasses, which which anybody who's been watching notices he very rarely does. He looks and he says, or I look and I'm kind of looking at her. I'm like, tell me, Mr. Skylar, I hear that he was here almost every night. Is that right?
That is correct. I'm one of his
Okay.
favorites, apparently. Lucky me.
How lucky for you up until tonight, or last night, I should say.
Oh, why?
Darling, we're here investigating your club, and he's been mentioned. Why do you think? He just looks deadpan into her eyes.
My guess, he's either killed someone or has been killed himself.
Right on the second. But no. Tell me, you say you're his favorite. What did he usually order? Because I've heard that he was a big tipper, but that he generally, I got the feeling like last night was a bit out of the norm for him. Is that correct? And if so, how so?
As far as drinks are concerned, doesn't have a favorite. He just orders whatever he feels like, and he feels like a lot of things a lot of days. What he commonly orders are women. He loves the dances. Last night was odd. He started spending an exorbitant amount of money on everything and everyone. Not sure why, he wouldn't tell anyone. He just said that he finally got what he deserves, and he wanted to share it to everyone else. He ordered every drink on the menu, not exaggerating. Every girl on the menu, not exaggerating. Till he got a little too handsy with one of the girls, and a bouncer tossed him out.
Why do you say that you're apparently his favorite?
Well, to be honest, a few more nights of him asking for me, and the tips he's been giving, even before last night, I'd be able to retire in a month.
I'd like to make a personal mental note of what she appears to look like physical features. Just trying to get an idea if there's any semblance to anybody else that maybe we may come across in our investigation.
Sure, you can commit that to memory.
Okay. I'm just writing down some notes. I'm like, okay. I want to talk to some of your girls. Is that going to be okay? Will that be all right?
Feel free.
Okay. And I'll take out my card and I'll say, if you can think of anything that might have been out of the ordinary or anything that you think might help us, please contact me at this number. Ask for Sergeant Stone.
Sergeant Stone, you got it. He takes it.
Thank you very much.
Just puts it in her purse on the side.
Gotcha. I will then go to some of the waitresses. I'm not, and just so you're aware, I'm not trying to find out what he's drinking. I'm trying to find out, is he specifically ordering things like somebody who knows that they're going to die and they're living their last night, or is he literally trying to live up the best life because he thinks he got a big payday?
It's more of a second one. He's definitely just spending a lot of money that he, based on how this is going to go and everyone tells you, he is probably unlike, it's not normal for him to get that kind of money. So he's sort of just blowing it all off.
Gotcha.
But doesn't look like he's gonna die. Kind of looks like he's more excited to live, to be honest. Now there's one thing that's noted among the investigation of the rest of the staff is that the bartender, the bouncer informs you that when he kicked him out, he was spewing out slurs, calling him a skin job because he isn't known Nexus 9, and then threw some money at his face, and the bartender just sort of, or Julius just sort of left, and the bartender just picked up the money and kept it. So he gives you some of the bills that was thrown at him.
I will specifically try and feel the bills, look at them through the light, and just trying to do a basic forensic look at them.
Use your observation.
Observation. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Observation. Here we go.
Double 10. Okay, 2 successes.
Yes. Yay.
The bills are real. They're nowhere near
Okay.
fake. But they do look exactly like Echo described. They are... You took them and then you shoved them into your pocket repeatedly, and if you do that to hundreds of these bills, they're all gonna look like this.
Almost like he had been skimming off of something for a while.
Or one thing, one big thing in one night.
Okay. I
So-
gotcha.
With that, and the two of you almost done with the snake bit, we can
Yeah.
move to Evie.
Sounds good.
How would you like to approach this situation, Evie?
So I think Evie's gonna try and call the number, obviously first.
the guard.
See if there's any answer.
There is not.
Okay. I'm gonna also call the magazine, see if the guard has shown up.
He has not.
Okay. Then
They
I'm
have a
gonna go to his
substitute.
apartment. Okay, I'm gonna go to his apartment.
Okay. Knock on the door.
I'm gonna like
Yeah, like loudly
what is it?
pounding on
Like
it.
what is it that we're RDU? RDU,
Right.
open up.
No answer.
RDU, open up.
No answer, but there are some neighbors who are opening the doors looking, gossipy neighbors like, oh shit, what did he do? And then they just close the door again.
Go back to your apartment and kick
Would
the
you
door
like to-
open.
You would like to kick the door open. You apply
Yep.
force, please.
Yes. Oh, that one's
Finally,
not
the first
as
show
good
of
as
force.
hand to hand. But who knows? It could
Apply
be good.
girl boss
Still
energy.
one. You are a
This is why I'm
replicant.
a replicant. I'm strong.
The door splinters with your foot from the sheer force of the impact. It opens. First of all, it smells like death.
Okay.
And when you go inside, you have a standard small apartment. You've got his stuff there. They're all left there. There's some leftover food on the kitchen countertop table that's being consumed by some insect. And there is the smell coming from the bathroom. So that door is not locked. You can just sort of... It's slightly ajar, so you can shove it open, plug your nose because you see his dead body that's been rotting for probably days in the bathtub. Just lying there. That is not just one day's worth of death. That is...
Yeah,
Dead.
and they said that the guard was there
Yes.
the night of the murder.
He was supposed to be. Or he was there.
And then just okay. Okay.
There was footage of the guard
Interesting.
going in. They did give you footage of the guard entering the building.
And he looked the same.
Yes, he did. And now you
Can
have his
I,
corpse rotting here.
Okay, can I check his eye and see if he's a replicant?
This one is not. He's just a rotting human.
Okay.
And with that note, Evie,
Mm-hmm.
you actually roll your observation. Let's make this fun.
Oh. Oh no. Okay, I'm
What's
gonna
his
push
name?
this.
Really? Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
So, there is a...
Replicants can
Hold
push
on.
twice. Replicants can push twice.
There is a +2, so I don't know how to translate that to this kind of game, so we'll do it this way. You can push again, and if you succeed, I will ignore the stress penalty. Replicants can push twice, yes.
Oh
wait, there's a minus
All you gotta do is succeed.
Yeah, there's a +2. There you go.
No,
I'm
double-
broken.
Oh, no.
No.
Double
Like I said,
Oh.
oh no, you are broke. No, you can ignore the first one. So you'll have one
Okay.
left. but the push doesn't work. So you
Oh God.
don't notice, but let me find something very quickly.
I may have been the wrong person to go to this.
A gunshot is heard and fires out, and you feel something sting in the back. And I'll have you take out 1 point of your health
Okay.
as you realize now you've been shot and there's a figure running out from the room and running down
Okay.
the hallway trying to escape you.
Oh, I'll run after.
Great. You run after. This is a perfect opportunity to take our first break. So, everyone watching, stay here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. See what happens and see if Dorsley here might need a new character or not.
Oh no!
We'll be back in a bit. We'll see you guys.
Be back.
We're live again. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, and welcome to Will Dorsley live a role new character. Where we left it off was that you were investigating the security guard's home and found him dead, and dead for days, maybe, in your not so expert but just sort of smell opinion. He's been dead for a while, which means it couldn't have been him who went to the office. But before you could really investigate and figure out what was going on, a gunshot was heard ringing through the apartment, causing everyone to lock their doors and just stay out of sight. And you, with a bullet wound slightly lodged in your back, probably hit a rib or something, decide to just chase after him because replicant physical superiority. So, we are going to begin the chase mechanic. Because you were shot and you failed your observation, the distance we will assign the value of about 3 right now.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is when you chase, you are going to pick an action and I will also pick an action. And then we're going to do it at the same time. So normally this is sort of done hidden and then we reveal it, but I will tell you exactly what he's doing because you have perfect line of sight of him. He's just going to straight up run. So he's going to use the flee action. And if the more successes he has, the further the distance is.
Okay.
And the more success you have, you lessen the distance. The base distance right now is 3.
Okay.
So, you would like to pursue?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let's use this music instead. For some chase music. Go ahead, for pursue, you are going to roll your mobility, and so is he. So we'll start with you.
Baby.
1. Okay, so you brought it down to a 2.
Okay.
But he's brought it up to a 5. So you are running, but that bullet wound is getting really painful when you chase after. You can feel that the bullet is kind of moving around, jostling inside your body. Your next action. Right now, he's going to throw some construction material from a nearby apartment is being renovated. You're still in the apartment hallway. He's throwing construction material down to block your path.
Okay.
You still want to pursue?
Yes, I'm still gonna try and pursue.
Go ahead, roll your mobility. He, on the other hand, rolls his 4th. Okay, so you bring that down to a 4. But he's still getting his 6 out of it. Now is the time where obstacles start showing up. So first, choose your action still. He's gonna keep running. And this time he's sort of jumping out into the fire escape and just running down that metal escape.
Okay. Can I... is there a way that I can see to, like... instead of like going down the fire escape, is there like a quicker way to get down?
Cut him off at the pass.
Yeah, is there a way I can cut
There's
them off that I can see at least now?
There's a water pipe next to the window. If you think you can slide 20 stories of that water pipe without falling off, you may try.
Do it. Do it.
20 stories?
It's survivable if you know, succeed. So, would you like to test out that physical superiority? It will be mobility.
Mobility? Okay, I'll try it.
Go ahead.
YOLO!
So, in this case, because you're doing a cutoff, it's mobility against mobility.
Okay.
He's gonna roll as well. Okay. He's running down the fire escape. You look out the window. You get on the fire escape. You look like he's way too ahead of you. You're hurt. There's no way you're gonna run this. And you see the water pipe on the side. And it's one of those water pipes that's like bolted on, so it doesn't have the metal curves on the edge. So you just grab on. I mean, I don't know. You've probably seen a movie or two of this before.
Yeah.
Sliding down.
Slide down. Yeah. I mean, my hand is gonna be like.
You scrape your hand a bit, but you know, you just slide down. By the time he gets down, he just looks at you, You're getting into a fight. So, you have... I'll give you the first round here. Solely because you are... normally initiative's done cards, but in this case I will give you the first move because you caught him off guard. You just slid down a pipe, he just jumped down, and he looks at you. What do you do?
Okay. I'm trying to hedge my bets on what I can beat him at potentially. Okay. I'm going to try and I'm gonna run up to him and I'm gonna like kick my leg up and try and like grapple his neck with the inside of my knee and like bring him down to the ground.
Oh
Black Widow style.
Hand to hand?
Yeah.
Okay. He will try to resist. Emphasis on try. Okay, when I run the games, my rule is the aggressor gets the tie. So because this is a tie, you win, and you sort of grab the hand, wrap your leg right around his neck, and just bring him down with almost like an armbar position. And he's on the ground. You have him. Now, since this is the first time you sort of had a good look, he looks exactly like the dead guy, except significantly less dead.
Okay.
He cannot move right now.
He cannot move right now.
But he is fighting back, so you still have to go for what you want to do.
Okay, I'm gonna reach over behind myself and I'm gonna like slam my fist into his kneecap so that he cannot run.
I want to say that's force, so go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know. You think it's worth pushing? Hold on, let me check the chat if anyone's given you a bonus yet.
I think there was another +2 from...
No, there are
Silver
3 +2s.
Phantom 24. Oh, there's 3 of them now.
Okay, so go ahead. I'll save it every +2. You can ignore a point of penalty from the pushing, if ever you fail. Yeah.
Oh, I'll try and push
if you fail, you can push twice. You're a replicant.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's really not working.
That's.
Well,
at the very least, you still get on that. That can't be right.
At the very least, you get to keep the 3 +2 so far, but so he's gonna try and fight back from your grapple now. He does not wiggle himself free, so you're still at a standstill with him.
Okay. Like,
would you like to shoot him?
Sure. I'll try to shoot his kneecap then.
Firearm. Or actually, no. You can go to the gun. It's under combat.
Oh, okay.
And then if you hover over your subcompact, there's a
Okay. And then what would that be?
You are.
It's just roll.
Yeah, just roll. There's nothing to change here. Yikes. That's a crit, because 2 successes is a crit in this game, like 2 or more. So if you could just roll that d8, there's like a button on the chat.
His leg off.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 4. Okay, great. You fire the gun, and it blows off the bottom half beyond his knee. Just and while he's struggling, and that sound echoes through the streets, all people can now hear is the guy just screaming, "Ah! Fuck! Ah!" Yeah, he's not fighting back anymore.
Who
you can let go. He is screaming in pain, so I will ask you to use your manipulation to interrogate him.
An eye for an eye, huh?
You didn't take out your leg.
You just shot me a little bit.
He looks. He looks at you. And he says, "You're one of us, aren't you? Why the fuck are you working for them?"
I'm a replicant, yes, but I wouldn't say that I was one of you.
Really? Why? Because you decide to
kind
hunt
doesn't
your
run.
own kind? No.
I didn't decide it.
Yeah. Because you don't get to decide anything, right? You are
But
what
I do
they
have
make.
a purpose.
No. You have fucking orders.
Did you kill Julius Schuyler?
No. Not me. I certainly fucking helped. See,
You know
like
who
you,
did it.
I have a purpose too. I was made for that purpose. Yes, we're both just slaves at the end of the day, aren't we?
I don't think many of us get a lot of choice in what we do.
Here's a little parlor trick for you. He does the whole look up and to the left, exposing his eye, and he tells you, "Go ahead. Use your scanner." You want it?
Get the scanner out. And
There is no barcode.
did you get your eye removed?
Nope. Everything is as they made it to be. Like I said, I was made one reason. And now that I've done that reason, I've outlived my usefulness, I guess. He coughs out some blood. And he starts convulsing like he's having a stroke. And he just dies.
Would I know that would have been from blood loss from the leg,
No.
or does it seem like he took something?
Actually, it doesn't look like he took anything. It's not from the leg either. He just died. It doesn't look like any teeth are missing. It doesn't look like he had a cyanide pill or something in there. He just choked on his blood and died.
He expired.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Evie would know about even the Tyrell iterations.
You
of
would have the memories
replicant.
Yeah, because it's part of the Blade Runner history. So you would have been implanted knowing that early replicants, particularly Nexus 6, were given a timeline before they just randomly expired. And not randomly, but they just died on the spot when that timeline's over.
Like,
It is, from your memory bank, eerily similar to this right now. Which is, again, impossible because all the Nexus 6s have expired by now. They've expired a long time ago. Their timelines were dead a long time ago.
and Tyrell
Is gone.
closed down a long time ago.
Yep.
Wallace Corporation would not be making these types of replicants.
Oh,
or
they're
so
making Nexus 9.
Officially, anyway.
Officially, yes.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to gonna take the body to my spinner. I'm gonna bring it in.
Okay.
We need the serial numbers.
Are you gonna bring the blown off leg too?
Evidence.
No, that can stay. No. You know what? I'll put that in a bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, I would assume that as Blade Runners, you all have like body bags inside your spinners, just in case. So you can bag him there and put him in your spinner.
Yeah.
And this is
then
where
I'm gonna go.
Call.
I'm gonna go back up to the apartment and I'm gonna take photos of everything.
Great. So documentation. So this is, now that everyone's done, right around the time where we can have that conversation where I believe it was Lance who decided, you know, just a casual checkup on his crew, updating them on what he's found. So Lance, what do you say when you call everyone on their KIAs?
Hey, this Lisa gal checks out. I think she might have been pretty happy to find out that X is dead. How are y'all holding up on your end?
Yeah, me and Echo, LT, me and Echo are, we got some good stuff over here. It sounds like whatever this gentleman did, whatever the Vic did, before he came into the snake pit, last night, was a big haul, and, it feels like whatever he paid for it with was very quickly taken, and there was a lot of it. And he had, by all accounts we can tell, he was talking and seeming like he had gotten what he deserved, is one quote that I heard directly. I would certainly say that in one way or another he definitely got that. But Echo, what did you get?
Well, his spending habits were on the short term, in the sense that recently he started spending a lot more. Last night he spent a lot, but it seems like he had a slight lack of funding in days earlier. So whatever kind of funding or sources of income he's getting, it's happening on a individual basis. So he's getting it someplace and he's not treating it well. It seems like it's fast cash from something. He's not knocking over 7-Elevens.
He's not getting any more now.
Yeah.
What about you, Evie, you doing it?
Well, I went to the security officer's apartment and found him dead. He had been dead for days. Much longer than what was recorded on the security camera. I was then shot, and I pursued the person who shot me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just a shot in the rib. I will be fine. And then it turned out to be a replicant who was an exact copy of the security guard. I managed to apprehend him, and he was not the one that killed Julius, though he certainly helped. That's what he said. He did not give me any inclination as to who killed Julius, and said that he was made for this.
You keep on saying he did not. You still have him, right?
Oh, I have him, but he is dead. But he's in my spinner, so I'll be taking him into the, he expired, I believe, after he said that he had fulfilled.
Did you?
I did not. He didn't have a barcode.
Well, that's weird. Don't all Nexus 8s have barcodes?
All Nexus 8s do, yes. And he seemed to just die.
Alright, well,
for
we
no
can...
reason.
LT, unless there's anything else you want to do, I say we all convene back at the station. We get EV all patched up, maybe see about getting... seeing if some of our feelers are... have produced any kind of any fruit from our labors. And
we should definitely take in that body to the coroner to see if there's any serial numbers on the bones or anything.
Agreed.
Now, Evie, when you say he expired, are you sure he didn't put him out?
Yes, he did not lose enough blood in order to die that quickly.
No,
he only lost a leg. You can live a lot longer without a leg.
What?
You
I
can
shot
live a
it
lot
off.
longer without a leg.
Yeah.
You blew. You ripped his leg off.
I shot it off.
Remind
We'll
me never to
definitely
piss
have
you off.
autopsy confirm that.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would take the spinner back. Hopefully, nothing has been tampered in there, or it hasn't been stolen, and make my way back to the station.
You probably caught like 2 kids trying to steal a side mirror before they ran off, noticing you.
Just I give him a look, like the hand, or sorry, my arm goes into my jacket pocket, as if I'm gonna like pull
a gun.
Yeah, and then I just keep like walking closer to them and said, "Buzz off, kids," and hop in the spinner and take off.
Okay. So the 4 of you will gather. Now, this is your 3rd shift. And what you can do now, since you have all this evidence, is we're going to count the evidences each of you found. Well, you're working as a group. So with all the evidence, you get 1 promotion point each if you submit them. Meaning you tell them about 1, the murder weapon. That's important. 2, the guy who just shot Evie. These are all sort of tied to it. So you get 2 promotion points each for solid evidence that are directly tied, not just the stories that you heard from someone. If you guys submit those evidences, because there can come times where you might not want to give it up for one reason or another. So, do I assume that you all take this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are all.
This one seems pretty straight.
Then you all take 2 promotion points. So just click on 2 more. Because you've submitted the evidence. At this point, you've gathered for your 3rd and hopefully final shift, unless any of you want to work overtime. But at this point, you're gathered for your 3rd shift. You are back in the LAPD, in the headquarters, and we will now get to what the forensics and the data analysts have to say for you.
Do I heal at all?
You can go to the med bay. They will patch you up for the 1 injury.
Med bay.
George will meet you. I will meet you at your fucking spinner. He will be assuming that we get there sooner. Like I will check on you and make sure you get there okay.
Mm-hmm.
There is an issue with this. For you to heal, you have to spend the shift getting patched up. However, I'll also let you know, you can heal for a shift. You can heal 1 point of health for a shift of downtime, and you can spend your downtime patching up. But
yeah, I'll do
you can
that.
also spend you can either do that or you can spend your downtime recovering stress.
Okay, I'll do that. I need that more.
So you'll spend this shift getting patched up in the med bay, and then the next shift for stress.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll be
stress first. Then.
Oh, you want to take your downtime now? Because it's normally 3 shifts downtime.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right? So this is the 3rd shift.
Yes.
So you can get patched
that
up
is
now.
What I will do. Okay, I'll get patched up.
You'll
now.
be looped in with the conversation, but you won't be. You can still join the conversation with the investigation. You just can't do anything strenuous. Like you can't look over the computer and research things. You'll just be part of the discussion.
Yeah, we can have this powwow in the med bay.
Yeah, just on the bed.
Just like
the med bay is only a few steps away from the morgue.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question then. I have a question. Is there like a cheap Chinese takeout type place like right around the corner from the place? Because I'm gonna if there is, I'm gonna freaking go and get dinner for like a late lunch or an early dinner for all of us, and just bring it to the med bay. I'm like, here, who had the chicken kung pao? Who had blah 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 blah.
Great. There are hundreds, so you absolutely can.
I like to think that there's one that I really like though.
Do you want it to be good and pay a chinian, or do you want it to just be enough for food?
Just be enough for food. Yeah.
So you guys all get passable Chinese food takeout.
Yes.
Beef, please.
Now,
I always get the cashew chicken.
First, the forensics representative looks to you guys and says, "Hey, okay, so I got your stuff back from the lab. So you're right about the cause of death and everything. Time of death was about 6 a.m., give or take. So between 5 and 7, my best bet is 6. So right around that window. The cause of death was actually the cut on the back. Looks like he was made to bleed out, and then they carved the message on the skin and posthumously ripped his eye out. From what I can tell, with their bare hands. No tools were used to extract it. It was just gouged right out of that puppy. Other things, he's human, perfectly clean, but I guess you already knew that. The murder weapon you found was the actual murder weapon. A good job. It was used with precision to make the cuts. The serrated nature of the blades made the broken part of the skin, but as far as writing a message with that kind of tool, yeah, that takes someone who knows how to use the tool and not leave a gigantic mess of skin and flesh everywhere.
So are we talking like a replicant or somebody that may have like military medic experience, or are we talking like a surgeon's assistant?
Surgeon's assistant, a surgeon, or a replicant with those memories in them and skills put inside. Now, the tool itself, I had some friends of mine run it. It is black market. Serial number's been filed off. It's not stolen from our inventory. We've got a complete list of everything we have, and it's all there. So this is black market stuff. My best guess, you go to Anders. He probably sells this shit on the streets.
Yeah, I think we had heard about him in our investigation.
Yeah, well, I'll leave that to you, but like I said, no serial numbers filed off, all black market stuff, used to carve the message posthumously. The carving on the back seems more accidental than deliberate. It didn't seem like they tied him down, no bruising on the ankles or wrists, so they kind of just saw him in the back and just made one straight cut. Importantly, the cut across the back wasn't done by this thing. It was done by, if you can believe it, a sword. Or at least something very sharp and capable of cutting down to the bone.
Now, was it a lateral cut or a perpendicular cut?
Right straight down the spine. Like whoever did it knew exactly what they were doing.
It's like they were carving up. It's like they were carving up an old school turkey.
Ish, but based on how he fell and the bruising on the knees when he did, I feel like he was running and just got sliced in the back as he was running, and then they just shoved him to lie on his back so they can write the message. Now the cut went through the bone and spine, so you're dealing with a very sharp blade. My guess, monomolecular edge. And it cut right into the spine and nerves, killing him almost instantly. So my best guess of what happened to the scene, he found someone, he ran, he got chased, cut in the back, fell on his knees, flat face first, moved to lie on his back so they can write the message over the chest.
Really quick, did you find anything in terms of like soot or dirt or grime in his clothes?
Nothing that didn't come from the scene itself, the dirt on the floor. Everything else
so
was
he wasn't moved. It wasn't moved. I gotcha.
But
I gotcha.
There was some damage on the suit, probably from wetness, rain, maybe. Maybe you got thrown into a puddle or something. But it looked like it dried out by the time he died. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
stabbing, the sawing.
Was
the
that
cutting, it looks like two different weapons were used, like you said, and the different attacks, mono blade. Was this normal strength that could have been done with this, or are we still looking at a little bit extra human synth-like strength to be able to make these cuts?
That's a little hard to tell, because if you have a sword well built and sharp enough, someone doesn't need a lot of strength in it, they need technique. One thing's for sure, whoever's using it had skill. Whether they were stronger than the average human, I can't tell. Like I said, a sword like this, if you're good, you're good. But they definitely had skill and they were definitely good. So you're looking at skill with a blade, rare, and skill with a surgical bone saw. Precision skill with a surgical bone saw. And that's about everything we got with this.
Anything from the security footage?
The tech analyst is on his way up.
Okay.
But before that, you guys know any next of kin of this guy? We've been trying to call everyone, and he doesn't have any emergency contacts that want to listen. So, Chief said if we don't find anyone, we'll just toss him in the incinerator and put his ashes in a public cemetery.
Yeah, I get the feeling like almost nobody wanted to be around this guy. He was a real piece of shit.
Right. We're gonna hold his body for the next 3 days in case you guys find anything you want us to do. Otherwise, we're gonna burn his body like protocol.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Doc.
He waves, he leaves, and the technician comes up soon after. Hey. So, security footage was wiped completely clean. There's nothing recoverable, but I did find something useful. The way it was wiped wasn't from the terminal itself. It was a hack job, and there's some code left over from the hacking. Someone was probably, I'd guess, 10 meters away and hacked through the terminal, but the only way to hack that terminal is if there was a small paraphernalia installed in it. Like a data disk. Stuffed right into the terminal where someone could hack it from a distance. So essentially, someone had to be on the inside.
Access. Yeah, they needed to have access to the machine before the deletion actually took place at a previous time.
Yes, but they didn't need to be next to the machine when that access has been installed. And they weren't. A code was used to wipe it out, not a physical delete. An expert too.
And there's no IP or anything that would connect where it was hacked from.
Good question. And yes, there is. And yours truly has actually found it. It's about, like I said, 10 meters away from a local diner. Fat Mo's. It's literally across the street. Use the public signal.
Well, that was a dumbass move of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Makes our job easy though.
Real easy.
One other thing. I got a time of when it was hacked, right around about 2 a.m., which is, according to your report, an hour before the footage started getting wiped. So they did some digging around in there for an hour before they started deleting footage. That's about everything.
Wants to go on a trip to
Or-
those.
4 hours before the death took place.
Yes. And 1 hour
Okay.
before the footage started getting erased, which was 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's about all I got there.
So Leroy, you want your usual jelly, or you feeling Bavarian cream this week? I'm buying tomorrow for the station.
Jelly's good. See you then.
Okay.
Let me know if you guys need
Doc,
anything else.
means I don't have to double up on flavors. Sounds good. Thank you.
He walks out. This is... Well, you're close to the end of your shift, unless anyone wants to do overtime. At this point, Evie's been haven't been patched up, and they just use some skin glue to cover to get rid of the bullet wound after taking the bullet out. Good as new.
I'm going over
So
the
I-
timeline real
so-
quick. Mind if I ask?
Go
Yep.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going over the notes real quick, and if the stuff was deleted at around 2 a.m.,
Free.
is what they said here.
Deleted free, but
It
they
was deleted.
hacked at 2. So there's
They
an
hacked at
hour
2,
where they
was
were
deleted
doing
at 3.
something other than deleting. Yes.
He was tossed out of the club at 3.
Yep.
So we have an alibi for Julius not being on the scene. So stuff was happening at the scene for an hour before he got there. So we need to find out how long it would have taken for Julius to get tossed out of the club at 3 to get back there. And they were doing stuff at his place while he was at the club. That's what it sounds like.
Do we think that maybe Julius wasn't originally the target, that he maybe interrupted
in on
something that he wasn't supposed to?
And someone might have known who the likely culprit might have been. So if you're gonna kill the biggest racist in town, there's a real motive to throw in there in the front. Is all I'm thinking.
And it does seem like, from what the fake security guard said, that there were other replicants that were involved in this. At least one other replicant, if not more.
Tell me, Evie, that gentleman who you spoke to, who was apparently so forthcoming with the information, did he strike you as unempathetic in a particularly noticeable manner?
Oh, do you mean the owner of the paper?
The owner of the paper, yeah.
He definitely seemed like he was not a very empathetic person.
Okay. Maybe we should revisit talking with him again, and maybe get a better lowdown on maybe one of us. I don't really mind whoever it is, but maybe one of us can go with you, and I'm sure seeing your face, he wouldn't mind talking to you again. But maybe having an extra pair of eyes so we could see if we trip up any of his tells, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
See if there's anything we can notice about him. As they say, two pairs of eyes are always better than one.
The doctor interrupts
also...
you and just says, absolutely not. She is not going out in this condition. She needs at least the rest of the day to heal. Otherwise, it's just going to open up.
I mean tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Right.
I'm going
Evie.
home.
He looks at Evie and just says, right, just that these Nexus 9s are known for overworking. And he looks like he gets overworked because of him too. He just patches her up.
Yeah, I don't wanna fizzle out on my first week.
Yeah.
By the way, sorry to interrupt, but would anyone like to pay a promotion or chin yen to get the CSI to work overtime to examine the body that Evie put in?
I will use a promotion point on that. Yeah.
Use your connections, please.
Okay.
See how much they like you.
That's good. Whoa, sorry, what was that, Nolan?
Connections.
I can roll the connections.
Oh,
for you.
yeah.
Oh, sure.
Please.
So yeah, just looking, at Evie. That like I haven't really talked to Evie at all, but I just like, see that she got shot and getting caught up on everything. Like that sucks, and just
Thanks.
just sucks, and I'll see what I can do to help you.
I appreciate that.
Feel great. But you replicants, man, y'all are strong, so hang in there, partner. And then I leave the med bay and I begin to ask questions to get connections for
Go ahead.
Our CSI.
So hold on. There is 3 + 2s that we haven't used, and by the way, we will carry those over so they're not wasted to the next session. But instead of pushing it, I'll allow you to roll again as an advantage to spend 1. We can do it. So
who are giving us +2s?
Let me scroll
Are
up
they
real
viewers?
quick.
Are they viewers?
Yeah, viewers.
Yeah, viewers.
Oh,
They're paying on the chat.
Gotcha.
So you can use one of them if you want. The first one of the 3 comes from Miserable Junkie, and that means I'll let you roll again. instead of pushing.
I will roll again. Connections. Just a regular roll, no advantage, no disadvantage.
Yeah,
nothing
this is
like that.
this is the advantage. Like you're rolling it again.
Hey!
There you go. Perfect. So the CSI kind of look at you. They were about to go home. You can see them packing up their stuff, putting their mugs away in their pedestals, and they look. Yeah, sure. He takes his coat back off the rack, puts it back on, and just lazily puts his gloves back on. Like, all right, fine, would work. And they go back to it.
I look at him. I'll bring you a bottle of tequila tomorrow morning. I had some from this nice lady Lisa.
Sure. He just nods. So, you get them to work. Third shift is essentially done, which means we are now going to your fourth shift, which, reminder, unless
So
you have that very specific ability, if you spend your fourth shift overtiming, you will suffer a point of stress until you take downtime.
At the end of the third shift, as we're
Sure.
all getting ready to go, basically probably go home, I will bring everyone around my desk, and I will say, everybody, seeing as we have two, and I will look and say, LT, do you think this is a time to bring out Mr. Walker? We made it through. They made it through their first day. Didn't die.
Well,
Johnny.
no, I'm thinking. Well, she got shot, and you know what? She got shot. Let's celebrate. She survived.
Okay. I take out 4 tumblers and I take out a bottle, a old bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label, the kind you see in 2049 that Deckard's doing, and I take off the cap. And I'm like, you guys did a hell of a job today for your first day. Way better than mine. God knows the LT can tell you stories. I pour each of us a double portion, and I put the cap back on, and I put it in, and I hand everyone a glass and say, "To making it home alive."
To making it home alive.
Clink.
Do you
Yeah,
guys want
just
to...
good old clink.
You see Evie is like sniffing it. Clearly has not had alcohol before.
You drink it, Evie. Just go ahead.
I know. I just don't know what it. Okay.
You've had worse.
Swallow it.
You know, it's funny.
Take off your paint.
I don't like
Evie
that.
has memories of alcohol, but nothing compares to the actual taste of it when you actually have it.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Oh,
gotcha.
why do you drink that?
Here's
Because-
a little trick. And I take her glass, and I go get some like sugar packets, and some like a sparkling soda that's in the
Mhm.
fridge, and just like add the sugar, add a pinch of salt, and some sparkling soda. Just like stir it all together, and like try it now.
Well,
Okay,
See?
that's better. It's still weird.
Listen, kid, you're gonna need a lot of it, especially on this job.
Okay. She just slings it back.
after a shared
Whatever the
drink,
LT says.
after a shared drink amongst coworkers, we now can look at how each of you decide to spend your free time. Beyond sleeping, of course. Downtime is more than just your bedtime. It's what you do when you're off the clock. So we can start with the woman who got shot. Evie, after you have some drinks with them and head out, what do you do to relax?
So I definitely want to try and get back that resolve. So my signature item is a book, and I've decided that it is The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury. It's like one of the only actual items of substance that she has, because her apartment is so minimalist. It's like only the furniture that's needed to live in. So I think that there's like a really nice little like window with a seat that she can kind of curl into, and I think she's just gonna like read her favorite stories from the Illustrated Man and just like and just try and relax that way.
Just to point out, downtime will recover you stress even if you don't interact with your signature item, just for next time.
Okay.
Because you only get to do that once per session. But again, you know, we're almost done for the session, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But just for future reference, as long as it's downtime and you just relax, you'll get back your stress. So you don't have to worry about interacting.
That was more of just character flavor.
Yes, yeah. So there's one thing I was going to mention.
Item.
With that, while you're reading it, you have this book, and you're reading your favorite passages. And for a moment, there are flashes in your memory of a child reading this same book and that same passage and being very happy about it. And you're feeling that. You're feeling happy and warm. It makes you relax. It's a nice thing to read that you cling on to. And then, wait a minute. Do you feel good about this, or does the child feel good about this? Why are you seeing a child in your head that kind of looks like you? Little bit? Kind of? That's a kid. It has... The more you look at it, the more you realize, no, it probably doesn't look too much like you, but you know, she likes to eat the same thing. She likes the same book, reads the same passage, and the memories start to overlap a bit for some reason. But because you're a replicant, there's only one thing you're allowed to do, and that's to put it all down and ignore that. Still, it is a relaxing time, save for that 5 minutes of slight confusion. You can recover 1 point of stress. It's 1 point for every downtime. But you can, again, if you choose to, interact with the signature item, so you can recover an additional point if you want to make that interaction. So that's up to you. Next, Lieutenant Rogers, or at least they call you Lieutenant. How does it look? How does it look when you leave the LAPD headquarters? What do you do on your off time?
I'm heading not home immediately. I'm heading to a noodle shop that's a quarter block away from home. Sit down at the noodle shop, order kind of like a beef bulgogi-esque style meal in a soup, and just gnaw away on that. I don't think about anything. I just am enjoying my soup in the middle of the city. And after that, I go home to my apartment. It's not an amazing apartment. It's just got the basics. There's even a couch in the center in the living room. But it's just me in this apartment.
Standard LAPD apartment. Okay.
Absolutely. And then go to the kitchen, begin to make a cocktail. Realizing that I'm out of tequila, I go out and go get some tequila, because I promised somebody I'd get him a bottle of tequila. And then that's just me. Like, you know, I wrap up my bottle of tequila purchase, go back home, make a cocktail, relax, and just turn on the TV, watch the news on what's going on in the world, and try to enjoy my evening.
Okay. Great. George, What is your
Yes.
night outlook?
So,
You-
Mr. Stone.
It should be worth noting. While Evie and Lieutenant Rogers stay in LAPD housing nearby the headquarters, you and surprisingly Echo stay in Little Tokyo in nice apartments overlooking the neon light. So what does it look like when you head over?
I think we're new neighbors. I honestly think we're new neighbors.
Sure.
Because I think the one next door, the place next door, actually got vacated by the crazy cat lady who got eaten by her cats. Thank God that wasn't my job to clean up. But no. Echo will actually, Stone will actually get in his personal car, and we'll look to Echo and say, "Hey, you want to ride home?"
Yeah. Actually, let's get a ride home and maybe grab a drink. I've been wanting to get my officer discount for a while now. I'm looking at my brand new badge. Pretty happy
Yeah.
to be on the
Do
force.
you mind if we make a quick stop, really quick?
I'm in no hurry.
All right, I'm gonna head by the Stone what I affectionately call the Stone family estate, and I will I'll just park out front, and I'll look to Echo and say, just stay in the car. I'll be right back. Give me like 20 minutes maybe, and I will tag onto the thing, and I will buzz myself in and go in and see my sibling and check on her to make sure she's doing okay.
She's right there.
Going over
And-
case notes.
She's there. She's not, she's happy to see you, but otherwise,
I kind of tell her how we had a new addition to the team today, and how she reminded me her nature reminded me a lot of her, my sister, on the thing, and I don't say anything else. I just kind of give my sister a big hug.
just stay safe on the job, okay? Make sure you come home.
I will.
Honestly, I can't see why you don't just pick something in private security. It's a lot less dangerous than being a Blade Runner.
I know, but I got my reasons. Now what have you done today? What have they? I take it that I know today was your physical therapy day. Did you have a good time? Did they work you too hard?
No, it's okay. I think I'm getting stronger by the day.
Good.
They said that too.
All right.
Maybe
Good.
who knows in a few
good.
months.
Hopefully, we'll see.
You
But
want dinner?
anyway, no, honey. I've actually got another new colleague in the car. We're actually gonna go out and get some dinner and get some stuff. But
Okay.
I just wanted to come in and check on you because I know I said that I would. So,
Drop by whenever, okay?
and I will. He just takes her hand and just kind of cups it, and then just brings it up to his mouth and kisses it lightly and says, "You get some rest now, okay? Don't stay up too long watching Neo Letterman."
Okay, fine. Not like there's anything else
Just
on.
He kisses her on the head and says, "You take care, sis. I'll see
too.
you. I'll see you maybe tomorrow or the next day, okay?" And he
Nod.
walks out and goes out and looks to the attendant and says, "Can you up the temperature in there? It's a little bit too cold in there. I think for her. She seems a bit cold.
Yeah, no problem.
Maybe by 1 or 2 degrees. Thank you. Appreciate it." And I'll head back out, and I'll go back to the spinner, close the gate, and say, "Thank you, Echo. Sorry about that. Had to take care of some family business. Do you have a particular place that you like to eat and drink at the same place? Because I generally don't like to go to the same. I don't like to go to 2 different places."
No. Actually, I'm looking for I guess we should probably go to a cop place, a cop bar, something.
Oh yeah.
Something I can finally feel comfortable. Something I can finally feel comfortable in. I can
I know.
flash my badge.
I actually have a pretty good place in mind, and I will take him to a place right around the corner from our building called the Little Dragon, which is a cop cabaret bar. It serves both like neo-Japanese food, street food, and serves some of the best some of the strongest, if not cheapest tasting cocktails you'll find anywhere. And they've got
That's
music
good.
occasionally.
I'm wondering why Lieutenant didn't get invited to this.
Exactly.
No one mingles with the boss.
We're gonna send a group. I'm gonna take a little bit of a picture, and be like, "Hey guys, join us next time." But at the same time, showing that we're out together, hanging out. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if you two are gonna spend the downtime together again, if you have any stress, you recover 1 point. If you have any injuries, you
have
also
any.
recover 1 point. But since only one of you got shot, for now, we're good.
Yeah.
You guys cover your final
For
shift for
now.
the day. Everything works out well. So, we go back to your next morning as you all say goodbye to the previous day and head back to work. Once you get to the office, before you ever get to sit down on your individual desks, you are already being called by Chief Holden.
Oh God.
Once you go through the elevator, is there any exchanges that happen before he speaks with you?
I got a styrofoam coffee. That's it.
I've got a Neo Starbucks.
Did you send that picture of you two hanging out?
I think they did last night.
Just to the group, not to the Sarge.
Yeah, I'm unaware. I'm oblivious to this. I just have a bottle of tequila in a bag, and I look like I'm just worse for wear. Bags under my eyes, but I got sunglasses on. And I mean, he got hammered by his lonesome. He's coming in, and he's just like, how was y'all's evening?
Very relaxing and tranquil. How was yours?
The glasses go down, and you can tell that he just looks like shit. It's like, it was good.
Yeah, LT, you clearly had a good night. Did Mr. Julio, did Don Julio treat you well?
No, it wasn't Don Julio. You know, Don Julio hadn't been made for 40 years now. Come on.
That's true. I guess only I like the expensive stuff.
Well, you know, with the agave plants being torn apart, you know, global
That's
warming, destroying everything.
I got
Tequila's hard.
You know, I'm sorry. Echo and we should have invited you two out. Echo and I, we went out to the Tiny Dragon last night.
That's near our place.
Dragon. No. I had some noodles last night.
I also had noodles. But maybe next time?
Perhaps that would be fun. I think that they do actually, and he looks specifically at you. Evie, and he says they have a mean Mai Tai that I think you will really enjoy.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm still
It doesn't taste like
apprehensive
alcohol.
about the alcohol, but I'll have the food and enjoy the ambiance.
The food is decent. It is not great, but it is decent, and the ambiance is it's a cop bar. It is what you make of it.
To be fair, I don't know the difference between any of it because I haven't really been anywhere and haven't really tried much food, so it's all good.
That is a good point.
I haven't tried.
But
much
Echo,
food.
I think you had a good time last night, didn't you?
Oh, it was great. I'm gonna do it. Can't wait to do that every night. Over the table. The years of hard Blade Runner drinking haven't caught up with me yet, and I'm just excited to. I think it's all fun.
Two opposite ends of the spectrum. You got Lieutenant.
Yeah, exactly. The drooping soldier face, where it's like first day, and then like years later. Yeah.
Yep.
That is right around the time the elevator doors open and you see Holden a little angry. And he looks, God, fucking damn it. He just tosses another folder. We got another victim. This time the badges managed to find general parts of here. The victims Whereabouts she died in her home. Similar method. And you see that the beat cops this time took photos. It is the same MO of her eye being ripped out and the message of look up and to the left carved into her chest and from an eyeball perspective the same manner. To Lieutenant Rogers, this is Lisa now.
Oh, shit.
Get on the scene and figure out what you can find.
Shouldn't be too bad.
This is
Already
starting to
there.
look like a goddamn serial killer.
Well, I look at the
Oh.
crews like,
And forensics got something for you before you leave.
does he like motion to forensics or like does he have forensics?
No, he tells you to go
with
down
him?
to their floor.
Okay.
I will look to the LT and I'll say, LT. He'll look and he'll kind of go in a little bit quiet and he'll say, I don't think any of us should be going alone anywhere. After what happened to Evie yesterday, I think we should pair up. If you want to take Evie, I can take Echo.
Double up, sounds good.
Okay, that way we can watch each other's backs. Whatever's going down, it's not good.
I can't have our new kid dying now.
Either of them. You see very specifically that he looks at you non-ironically, like referring to Evie as a new kid because he doesn't feel any kind of animosity towards the replicants. He knows that he has to take them down, but if they've done nothing wrong in his eyes or he hasn't been told so, he doesn't see there any reason to treat them anything other than actual people. He is a very weird and offbeat Blade Runner.
Yeah.
It's like innocent until proven guilty is kind of the way he thinks of it. Yeah.
So,
Awesome, yeah.
drag you guys down to forensics. This won't cost a shift, this is just an update of what you paid for. But the forensics guy looks like he could use a triple shot of espresso. Oh, great. You guys are here. Look, I've got all the data on disk. I'll just give you the cliff notes, right? This is a replicant, 100%, just based on the bio data alone. Thing is, it's got that old Tyrell kill switch on it. You know, he's been produced with a lifespan and his cells just sort of shut down once that lifespan's over. From everything I could rip from the bio data, the lifespan was 48 hours. And by that, I mean he was created 48 hours prior to you bringing him here with a missing leg. He looks at Evie. Now, here's the kicker. He wasn't made the way Nexus 9s are made. We've had a few Nexus 9 data bodies dumped here. We've matched their bio data, their DNA data, everything. They don't match. Thing is, this guy doesn't match the Wallace Corporation's new biomechanical engineering of the Nexus 9s. So I look back further. And what he does match is the Tyrell Corporation's method of creating the Nexus 6s.
How is that possible?
Well, my guess is someone is accessing defunct and outdated Tyrell technology.
How would they be able to do that after the blackout?
Well, the blackout destroyed most data, but it didn't destroy the physical machines that used to make it. That was just shut down when, well, the Tyrell Corporation's old building's still standing.
So theoretically, anyone who knew how to use them and had the expertise of how to imprint the memories could theoretically start up the line all over again undercover.
Exactly. All it needs is some of that expertise and someone who knows what they're doing. Otherwise, you're on the money there.
Who would know about that kind of thing? Obviously, Wallace employees might know, but old Tyrell employees?
Current Wallace employees in charge of making the Nexus 9s have no clue how the old ones were made. Wallace likes to make sure he has control over everything. So the only thing those new guys know is how to make the Nexus 9s. Information on Nexus 6s are deep within Wallace Corporation's data banks. Good luck getting that out of them. And surviving Tyrell employees, which are few and far between and honestly very old.
Do we have any kind of... I'm assuming we have a bit of a database on some of the Nexus 6 engineers from Tyrell?
I have,
Do we have any
a
information
list.
on that?
I got a list for you of everyone that's still alive.
Thank you. I'll
Go. Thank you.
He just hands
we'll
the
look
data.
at that.
But there's not a lot of them.
I said,
There's 5 on
I
that
gotcha.
list, and 3 of them
Oh,
are off-world. So you've got 2 people to look into.
Okay.
But
At this point, seeing this, I will pull up a bag, a greasy-bottomed bag of steaming hot Bavarian cream donuts, and I will stick them onto the thing and hand it a cup of triple espresso with a shot of whiskey in it, and I will say, "Thank you, my friend."
Thank fucking God. He just downs the coffee, ignoring how hot it is. Oh, that's the good stuff. Yeah, that's about all I could get from him. He's got that same kill switch, he's got the same bio data. If you ask me, I'd look at the Tyrell's old building first, but even then you're gonna need Wallace's cooperation with that, and again, good luck getting that. Oh, yeah. 48 hours, he was created back then. I already said that, fuck. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Go
You guys got
go to sleep. Have a good one, Doc.
He just sleeps. So you have a few leads. You can go to
Yes.
Wallace and look through data banks and ask for permission to view the defunct Tyrell Corporation. The alternative to that is you can very liberally interpret the freedoms that the RDU is given and enter the Tyrell Corporation building under investigation. And you have 2 scientists or former employees who are still on this world, because the other 3 are off-world now. Well, and of course the body of Lisa. With all of that being laid out, it is time for us to call it for our first session of Blade Runner, and we will end our game for tonight there and continue our investigation next week. Same time. Thank you everyone for watching, and for the other 2 who still gave the +2s, that will be noted, and they will still be in play for any players who want to use them. Again, a better implementation is you can call for an advantage. The unfortunate thing is an advantage can only be done before you actually roll. You have to decide whether or not it's worth doing it. Or you can call to push and cancel out one of the stresses the push will give you.
Okay.
Those +2s will be kept in. Thank you everyone for watching. Now, before we go, can each of the players, starting with Echo, just tell everyone where they can find you and what you're up to these days. If you have anything to plug.
Well, actually, I don't have. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't actually have anything to plug other than saying I'm enjoying playing Cyberpunk in 3. I think this is my 3rd RPG I'm playing right now, which I'm pretty happy with. And yeah, I'm glad to stick with the Cyberpunk setting, even though it's Blade Runner, the original.
Great. Then I guess, Chopman, would you like to tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. You can find me over on YouTube, searching for the DM Shockman YouTube channel, or if you just want to type in the YouTube thing, youtube.com/@Michael Shockman, and also at the DM Shockman Institute, all lowercase, all one word. Those are both of my YouTube channels. You can also find me over on Twitch, Mondays and Tuesdays, and the occasional other day throughout the week. just streaming games, great geeky goodness and whatnot. And you can find me multicasting at this point, to some other things occasionally. So that'll be fun. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I had a great time. This was my very first time ever doing one of these collaborative things, and I can't wait to do it again next week.
Great. Dorsley, where can people find you?
Yes. So you can find me at Dorsley on Twitch. It's with 2 Ys, and I stream story-based RPGs right now. I'm playing the new Dragon Age's Veilguard. I do have a YouTube channel as well. It's the same, Dorsley with 2 Ys. There's not a lot on there yet because I'm learning how to edit, but hopefully there will be more videos on there soon.
And Nolan?
Hello,
Anything
guys.
you want to plug?
I'm Nolan North. You can. So I got. I know there's a couple things I have in the works that are going out. We've got hopefully another play-by-post for Cyborg coming up in the CNU server, which will be really fun. And some of you have maybe or maybe not have ever heard of a game called Neon Lords of the Apocalypse, cassette tech, set in a wasteland based on the kind of the DCC, MCC, or Dungeon Crawl Classic system. So maybe be on the lookout for Casting Call. Looks like a very, 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 very fun system, very zany and gonzo. So that's all I've got for you guys.
Great. So as Nolan alluded to, I just put it in our chat. Join our Discord server. See if you can get a casting call to join one of these games. Until then, we will see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Cybernation Uncensored.